Hello guys, hope you're doing well. This is the video lesson for Friday, April 3rd. Sorry if this is a little bit late in me posting it on Schoology, but yes, hopefully you're able to watch this at some time. With that in mind, this video lesson will be a lot shorter than the last one. I want to cover a few things as far as, again, how to navigate Schoology, where to find everything. And also we will be covering mean, median, mode, and range. Now we have to some degree talked about each of these things, but I want to review these things. And yeah, it's a pretty easy lesson. And the first thing I want to do is share my screen so that you can see where to find all of this on Schoology. So this is what most of y'all's Schoology will be looking like. Again, we're using mostly the Zoom meetings and daily resources. However, I did post the notes for this lesson as well. So if you go under notes, we go under notes and there it is. This is lesson number 52, mean, median, mode, and range. And these notes are also available under so this is the main page once again, Zoom meetings and daily resources. So I'm going to click there. If you click on distance learning week 1 and you go to Friday, you will see the notes also, the very same notes. Now, when you click on that, and I do encourage you to have these open, or at least that you have copied these down already as you're watching this video. You'll see that the first one is actually the last notes that we took when we were in school, which was mean and outliers. I'm only going to focus on the mean aspect of that, and then we have a new notes here, mean, where it says median, mode, and range. So also, there are 2 assignments here. These are not assignments like the ones that we typically do. These are not found on Springboard. One of them is, it's almost like a game. It seems kind of cheesy at first, but it's actually very good. So please bear along, go along with it after you watch this lesson. And there's also a quizzes thing to do on your own. Please follow that link. When you do go to quizzes, please use your real name. Otherwise, they can't keep track of you and you will not receive a grade. So please make sure you use your real name, first name, last name, and that is it. So with that in mind, let us begin. Let us begin with today's lesson. Again, we're going to be talking about mean, median, mode, and range. So let me share this other screen. And actually, I need to, give me 1 second. I'm sorry, I should have had this ready. Oh, it is share content, screen. Okay, so when you look at the notes, the first one is gonna be mean. It's gonna be talking about mean, and please remember that mean simply refers to the average. Mean is the exact same thing as average, all right? We're not going to talk too much about what mean is, but I do want to focus on how we calculate the mean. The video, the first kind of lesson that you go through, the one that's kind of like a game, that one will cover that very well. But when we find the mean, ladies and gentlemen, it's a 2-step process. The first step is that you add up all the values. First, you add up all the values in the data set. And then number 2, you divide the sum by the total number of values. For example, let us suppose that this data set was given to you. The number of absences per week that I had in one of my classes. So in week 1, we may have had 4 absences, and then week 2, 6, followed by 5, 0, 7, 3, 4, 6, and then 5 absences. So the question is, what is the mean number of absences per week? What was the average? So step number 1, we're going to add up all of those values. So we added 4 plus 6 plus 5 plus 0 plus 7 plus 3 plus 4 plus 6 plus 5. That gives us 40. Now I'm going to take that sum, which is 40, and I'm gonna divide 40 by the total number of values, and that was 9 values. See how we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 values right here. And so I'm going to divide by 9, as I did down here. 40 divided by 9 is about, that's what those two squiggly lines mean, is about 4.44. And so that would be the average. Pretty simple, pretty simple. Okay, and that's really all I really want you to see from this lesson. Let's go on to our second set of notes, and let's talk about the median. So we're going to be using the same distribution, the same exact numbers that we just used. So median, ladies and gentlemen, is the value or the values in the middle of a distribution. So the first thing, well, before we go there, if there are two values right in the middle, then you're going to add up both of those values and you will divide by 2. In essence, you're going to get the average of those two values, and I'll explain that in a second. But before we do any of that, ladies and gentlemen, you must remember this. You must arrange everything from least to greatest. You must arrange the values from least to greatest. Okay, so with that in mind, we have the same distribution right here, the same one that we've been working with. Okay, and so I am going to take that and we'll organize it from least to greatest. A good way to do this, ladies and gentlemen, is to simply write them all out and cross them out as you go. So I have 0, and I wrote down 0. And then I have 3, just so that I don't do the same one over and over. So we have 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, and 7, and that's it. All right, so I arranged them all from least to greatest. And having done so, I can just count off from each side. So this one and this one, I'm just going to pair them up so you can easily see which one is in the middle. There are other ways of doing this, but this one just made it very easy. So we see that we have 5 right here in the middle. Therefore, 5 is the median. 5 is the median. There's only one number in the middle. Now, if there were 2 numbers in the middle, let us suppose that we had an extra number here. What if we had another 0 here at the beginning? In that case, we would have 2 numbers in the middle. So 0 and 7 pair up, 0 and 6, 3 and 6, 4, 5. And so as you can see now, I have 2 numbers in the middle. That would be 4 and 5. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add up both of those numbers. So 4 plus 5 is 9. And then I'm going to divide by 2 because those are 2 numbers that I add up. So 9 divided by 2. So the median would be 4.5. That would be the median in that specific scenario. Okay. So that's median. Pretty simple. Pretty simple. Moving on, we have the mode. Mode, ladies and gentlemen, is simply the value that occurs the most often. And we can have multiple modes. For example, in this data set, notice that, the number 4, the number 5, and the number 6 each occur twice. So we have 3 modes in that case. So this isn't a very good example. However, let us suppose that we had a few more 7s. So if you notice, now we have 3 7s. So in that case, the mode would be 7. So again, mode is the most. That's the way I like to remember that. Mode is the most. Mode, most. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, we have range. Range is the difference between the maximum value and the minimum value. So difference means subtraction. That's why I put subtract here in parentheses. So we're going to subtract the largest value and the least value. And here in this example, that is very easy to do because as you can see, the largest value is 7 and the least value is 0. So I am literally going to do 7 minus 0, and that's just going to give me 7. So the range would be as you see down here, the range would be 7. Range, biggest value minus the smallest value, you subtract them, that gives you the range. Let me stop sharing. So ladies and gentlemen, I believe that is pretty much the gist of it. If you have any questions, please email me, message me on Schoology. Hopefully you can see this before tomorrow's meet. Well, right now this is Thursday, so Friday, hopefully we can review some of this information. If not, obviously you can do the assignment after our Zoom meeting. Come with questions. The 2 assignments or activities, really, the 2 activities are already posted. And yes, hopefully I will see you at our Zoom meeting.